What is
Uh,
object
maybe something related to
Yes.
class. Something object is nothing but the blueprint of image.
Mm-hmm.
So something related to the copy, like a Xerox. How do I
Okay.
define it?
This is what?
Cup.
Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Cup is what? Is object.
Coffee cup.
Under this cup, I have a coffee, right?
Yes.
Okay. So this is a coffee cup.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is this coffee cup? Is it object?
It is an object.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because using some such shape of whatever it is, they have printed many such
What about
shapes.
what about the car?
Car?
Car, which you drive it.
I
Car.
can't. It is also an object, but I think it's more than an object. I feel it is a class.
No. First of all, car is object. See, whatever thing you see it, that object.
Okay.
The thing which you see is object.
Okay.
Thing we design. See, the
Uh-huh.
car we design with some template.
Yeah, different paths. Yeah.
Yeah, no, template. Template is something which is actually not visible. It is just design part.
Okay.
See, we actually create an object using the template, using some blueprint.
Mm-hmm.
So before designing the car, what the mechanical engineer or someone who is a designer, what he do? He will
Before
require to
design.
design it, right? He will require to design the blueprint.
Yes.
How the blueprint will be there, what actually he will think about designing the blueprint means, what will be the there. Now, just imagine you need to make the blueprint. You need to design the blueprint
Mm-hmm.
of the car. So tell me now, if you want to design the blueprint of the car, what are things you are going to do it then? For designing the blueprint of the car. What are you want to design the blueprint of the car? Let's say tomorrow you need to launch a new car.
Mm-hmm.
You want to launch new car, you have to design something, right? Can you
Yes.
have the car without designing?
No.
No, right? So tell me now, what all thing you will do for designing the car?
First, we'll write a sketch of how the car should look like.
Exactly.
Then maybe get the parts or whichever parts belong to whichever company you want, you'll choose.
Mm-hmm.
Then you'll try and merge it together probably.
Mm-hmm.
Then give it a shape, form, weld it, do all possible things, and you get your
Think about the features of the car.
okay. You need the gear, steering.
Mm-hmm. See the class car, we are saying that this is a car class. Okay. So we just thought like, okay, we are talking about car, let us design the car only then.
Okay.
So, in the Python, what we saw till now, everything is object.
Okay.
And let me tell you, if I saying everything is object, means even the class is also object.
Okay.
So that's something which is in the Python. Other programming language, you cannot say that class is object.
Okay.
But in the Python, yes, you can. Why? That everything is object, that we are going to see it actually.
Okay.
Now, I have written just class car, and still I can create an object of this car. Let's take the car name as maybe the Honda car. Okay. So if I want to create a Honda car, I will just create an object of this car now. And as soon as I say Honda equal to car, I am able to see like Honda object is created. Now, why I'm able to create an object of this Honda car, this car itself? Because this is
what do you mean by object of this Honda car?
Now, Honda is what? It's just the name, is object. Now we didn't do anything in this is empty car, empty class now, right? But still we are able to create object because in Python, in the Python, as I say, everything is object. So now you can see These all attributes got associated with the car now.
Okay.
Now these objects, we didn't add this attribute, right? These attributes are like already there.
Okay.
But see, like now we created just class car and we didn't do add any methods, nothing. But still the things are ready. The attributes are ready because in the Python, whatever you see, everything is object. Even the class is object now.
Okay.
A car is something user-defined type of a class, right? It's not a built-in. We are creating it now, and we are going to design how the car should look like.
Okay.
So the first thing is I'm going to write now in the car is one method. I want to know about car now. Let's say I want to know the information of the car. So I'll do what info method here. Now generally the method is a function in the class, right? So I'm writing the one function here just for testing purpose, and I'm just saying this is a car information method. I'm just printing the statement here.
Okay.
Car info. Now this is something which is a basic level. Again, we just wrote what class car. We have just mentioned the def info here, and here we mentioned info as a method now. Now we are going to test this now immediately because here we'll come to know whether I can call the info method or not. See, I created object, no problem. But now using this object Honda, I should be able to call the info. This is the way the attribute of the class you should be able to call it. This happens in other programming language, we can do the same way, right? Now I'm just trying to access it and see the error now. Can you see that error? What is the error is saying now? I purposefully wanted to show this error now. What is the error?
Take 0 positional arguments, but 1 was given.
Yeah, but I had not given one argument, right? But still it is saying like, that I have given the argument. So why it's saying actually? Because Python is, passing one argument by default. And that argument we call self. So I'm writing this self here. Means the first parameter for every method. And as soon as I write this info of self, I'm able to access the info method now. Now, what is this self? That's what I actually want to say. Like, what is the self? Self is like a reference to the instance of a class, which bind the class with the, all the methods or attribute with the class itself. See, if you want to bind the info method with the car object or car class, you need to have the self. Okay. So what is binding? Now, when you say class, what is class? Class is a blueprint. Class is a blueprint of what? It's a blueprint of data and methods. So what the class do? Class bind, or you can say it connect or associate your methods and data together. So in the class, you can have a data also, you can have the method also. And that is, now why do you require class? What is objective of class? Can tell me the objective of class now. What will be the reason of the class now? What's the benefit of object-oriented programming? What will be the benefit of object programming?
No idea.
Any benefit? The first benefit is reusability.
Yes.
Reusability, because once you create a class, I can use it anywhere.
Anywhere, yeah.
Right? The second benefit is like, what is the second benefit which are about the class? You can actually decide the category, what the type of class you want to create.
Okay.
You can categorize, like you know, like the, let's say, function you created, and you actually wrote a several function. Okay. But now, whenever you design something, you should know like this function belong to whom. So when you create a class, you know like these are the functions of this particular class car now, not for somebody else. Okay. So you are actually doing what? You are linking your all the features with the one particular object, right? One particular class now. See, I know like this info method belong to the car, but if I write info here outside, if I say def info,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying here print. This is a car info.
Mm-hmm.
How you know this is a car info? Because I wrote it. But this is nothing to do car, right? This is independent. This is called function.
Yes.
This is a function,
Yes.
and I can call this function independently. But when I write this info inside the class, this become method. But for that, I need to bind with some parameter now. And that's
Yes.
species self.
Mm-hmm.
Because we saw like when we are not providing the first parameter self, what the error you get? You say you got the error, right?
Yeah, one argument is passed, but when you write definition info self print car information, it is printing.
Yeah, because this is now binded with the class. So now I can call this method by using the object.
Yeah, this is binded with the class, but when you go down.
Yeah, this is not binded.
This is not binded. Still, it prints the information about car.
This is an independent one.
What is it? Independent. What is it? Is it an independent function or a method or what is it?
It is an independent function. This is not a method. See, method is always inside the class.
Okay.
Method.
This is also inside a class, right?
No, where it is inside class.
Yeah.
Inside the class means it should be indented inside the class. Now here this info is independent.
Here it is independent, but there it is dependent, right?
Yeah, here it is dependent. Because you cannot run info directly now here.
So here, when it is binded to a class, that means this is a method. Definition info print car. Here it acts like a method, and when it is separate, it acts like a function.
This is a method now. Remember now. Whereas this is the function.
Function. Okay.
This is a function.
Okay.
Which runs independently.
Yes.
Right? So function is independent, and you may write hundreds of functions like that, but you don't know this function belong to whom.
Yeah. In order to know where does it belong or whom does it belong, we need to write a method. Like it should be under a class.
Yeah. So now we know like this info method is associated with a car class now.
Class. But I have one question. So what is see, when we gave this class example, method example, we got that argument 1 is passed. It is not possible. So you bought a terminology called attribute. So what is this difference between argument and an attribute?
Argument and what is the next thing you said?
Attribute. Attributes.
Yeah, the attribute is something like, whatever data you say, like info or some data I will write it, they're all attribute. Argument parameter. Argument means parameter, which we are going to pass it. Like for this info, I can pass the parameter like X.
Okay.
The argument.
Okay.
Okay, and I will say print X now, like this. Okay. So in this case, I will pass some data now. And I'll get the output. So whatever this X is there right now, this argument.
Okay.
But the attribute, this itself is if you look at the attribute, they are the attribute. Now attribute is again like a part of class.
Okay.
It's not independent again.
Okay.
When you say attribute, see, method is attribute, data is attribute. So they are only different name. Data and this we say data attribute, right? Attribute is just the features, right?
Oh, okay.
They are the features. Data is what? Data is a part of your class.
Okay.
These are all called attribute.
Okay. Okay.
But not the parameter. And whereas argument, if we say this is argument.
Yeah, but there we never passed any argument. It was just empty. It was just empty. Why did it show argument 1 passed automatically?
Yeah, so now we pass it, no? Self is argument.
Yeah, we passed the self argument. Before that, it gave an argument called 1. We had not given anything.
Yes, that was passed by the class itself.
So
the Python class by default passed the first argument.
Okay. Everywhere by default it happens.
By default.
Okay.
Okay, that is the reason it was giving the error.
Okay.
And that is considered as a self now.
Okay.
Now I'm going to pass the next argument. This is something which is passed by the class itself.
Okay.
Now how you are going to use the self, that I'm going to show you now. Now here you are going to write something to initialize. Now we are going to write another attribute or data, you can say, like a name. I'm going to create a noun n equal to name. Now this is what we call object variable.
Okay.
So there are different names now. We also call attribute for this object attribute. The meaning is same, or data attribute. Object attribute, I'll write here in data attribute also. The meaning is same. It is not different.
Okay. It's just a feature.
Different name.
Okay.
Sometimes I will say it is object variable. Sometimes I say data attribute. Sometimes I'll say so meaning is same. Object or data. Either you say variable or you say attribute in this particular.
Sure.
Okay. Now what happened in this case? The self.n I wrote. I didn't write n equal to name here. So what is self.n now? It is a variable which you created right now and are passing the value as a name here.
Yes.
So I'm going to say my car name is percentage. Now I'm going to use a percentage symbol here. S.
Sir, can you do it separately so that I have various examples?
Yeah. This is just the first example. So we are going to just say my car name is percentage S, and then we are going to say self.n. Now what is this self.n now? Just now we defined, right? What is the self.n? Is the object variable.
Object variable, yes.
Right? So now you are going to print this. Now if you call the info method, what will be the output?
Honda info. It shows my car name is self. No.
What will be the car name now?
There's no name given.
So if the name is not given, in that
it shows name only, car name.
First of all, here I should get the error.
Yes.
Why?
The name is not given.
You can see the error now. Now can you see now what is the error? I want to show the error first before we actually clear the.
Missing one required positional argument name.
See, we are now define this name argument, but we didn't pass it.
Yes.
And as a result, we are getting the error now.
Yeah, self comma name.
Right. So here you have to give the name. Let's say Honda Mobilio. So now see what happened. My car name is Honda Mobilio.
Oh, okay.
So what your name I pass, I got it now here.
Yes.
Okay. So what you do right now here is
again.
No, what I'm trying to say.